Sir, explain, sir. We'll start in 1 or 2 minutes.
హలో రవి
Sir, మనం ఒక 2 minutes start చేద్దాం. ఏమంటారు?
చేసేయండి అంటే 2 minutes లో స్టార్ట్ చేయండి.
ఓకే ఓకే. Hello. So, am I audible? Hello. Hello.
Yes, well audible. Well audible.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we will start now. Already 7, 10, 12 is time. So welcome to good evening to everyone. Welcome to the 44 lecture series. Today our topic is utilization of nutritional schemes in schools and Anganwadi centers, a study of Uttar Pradesh. Today our speaker is Dr. Ashok Kumar Maurya. I think he did his PhD in IIDS in our Punyad Kumar Sir Institution. And I will give brief introduction about Ashok Kumar. Professional summary, impact focus, CSR, and inclusive specialist with 8 years of experience designing and leading skills, livelihoods, and employment programs across underserved communities. And strong foundation in climate risk, gender vulnerability, and social system with field experience in drought-prone regions. Skill in stakeholders engagement, strategy, and adaptive leadership with training in human-centered design, conflict resolution, and organization development. Known for translating grassroots insights into scalable, ESG-aligned solutions that deliver measurable social impact. So this is the professional summary, and he did PhD in IIDS and MPhil social work in University of Delhi and MA in social work, TIS Mumbai 2013. So Ashok Kumar Maurya, I am welcome you for this to give a lecture on 44th lecture on the occasion of lecture series. Welcome, Dr. Ashok Maurya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sir, I am audible?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So do I have to wait or just share my presentation?
Start, sir.
Okay,
Start
okay,
from.
okay, okay. Just give me 1 second.
Yes.
My screen is visible.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my work. As sir just brief about my work. I just recently did my PhD. Just recently submitted my PhD. So I will talk about my PhD and my experience, what I found there. So my PhD topic was utilization of nutrition scheme in school and Anganwadi center. It's basically a study of Uttar Pradesh. So is my this program is jointly for joint program for IIDS, Indian Institute of Dalit Studies, and Indira Gandhi uh, National Tribal University. So this whole study is all about how food dignity and discrimination shape education for children, especially children from the Uttar Pradesh. So my thesis are generally structured in seven chapters. So first chapter was introduction, then literature review, methodology, then fourth, fifth, sixth, which is basically the findings, and it's divided into three chapters. First chapter was socioeconomic and demographic profile. Fifth was access utilization of nutrition scheme. Then sixth chapter was about social exclusion and discrimination in school nutrition scheme, and last chapter is talk about conclusion, recommendation, and social intervention. So now, why it's become important to a study to take this study? So these are the regions. Children below 15 and women combine more than 75% population. If we see the NFHS data, NFHS 3, 4, and 5, so continuously in both three survey, this children and women constitute more than around 75 population. So it becomes necessary to study them. And if you cross section with the social group, so these become one of the most marginalized group to study. And if we further go into deep, if you look about what the status of children, so the whole India constitutes every fifth child of the world lives in India. It means 20% children live in India, and their conditions are very, very poor. And if you see the further, what is the malnutrition under the five is really see a disheartening scenario. And if you look about the northern Indian state, especially UP, and for my study, I go to Eastern UP. So conditions are similar, and data clearly so the poor representation. So for these things, I took this study, and for the purpose, I selected Jaunpur and Kaushambi, two districts. And further, uh, these regions also give a valid point why MDM, midday meal schemes, and ICDS are implemented to uh, 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 to improve their nutritional parameters. But the poor implementation is one of the reason, and poor coverage is an issue which are really is behaving like a barrier. So this become a reason I took the study. And my for the work, I listed the six objective. First was to analyze the various scheme and programs which are running in the school and Anganwadi, and further was to discuss the nature, pattern, extent of social exclusion and discrimination while children accessing to this premises. And further was to examine the impact of discriminatory practices in running this nutritional scheme, how they are facing the blunt of discrimination in the premises. And further, this is the factor to map the factor affecting the access and utilizations from their home to schools. And next was to ascertain the bottlenecks in governance or see that what are the factors. And last is to suggest the major and strengthening the excellent utilization. And I took the mixed method approach because it demanded, it's based upon the research objective. So I took the mixed method approach, in where I took the descriptive and thematic research design. Hmm. And my respondents are mother, children, and key stakeholders, generally teachers, uh, caregivers, are the Anganwadi workers, midday meal cook, supervisors. So they become a key stakeholders. As I earlier told, Kaushambi, one of the most populated SC population in UP, and similar trend is Jaunpur. It is less than, it is more constitute around average than the state average, which is around 20%. So these two districts are selected. And for the data collection, took the semi-structured interview schedule and FGD and key informant interview schedule, and also observation were done to note the nuances, how the stakeholders, how the children behave, how teachers behave, and even how the parents, how when they talk about the schemes, the children's, how they react and how their body languages show. So these tools have for my study. I used the multi-stage, and then convenience sampling was done to for the appropriate responses. And for the further descriptive analysis and thematic interviews are done after the cleaning after the cleaning data. As I told, UP, then UP for the two districts, Kaushambi and Jaunpur was taken. And further, for the clarity of the audience, UP, then Kaushambi, again the Jaunpur, and then one particular block, Chal, based on the similar indicators, the ESC population, and in the Karakat, then further 5 districts was taken from the one block, Rasulabad, Mohammadpur Munari, Chal, Sahabaji, Lalpur, and Chal. And similar approach was taken for the Karakat and Jaunpur. In that particular block, Thunni, Bairagaon, Biribari, Hariyarpur, and Chandavak. These are the schools in that block, and and also one Nagar Panchayat from both districts. So to see, does there any differences, how the children behave, how the parents think. And for the data collection sources, for primary, I took the interviews, FGD, and observation. For secondary, I go through the government records, published book articles, and other literature. Even I consulted the PhD and some MPhil work. And for interview, I earlier told semester interview schedules, key inform interviews, and further for the FGD checklist. And now talk about what are the basically the finding. So you can see that SC population in my work, 67%, more than 67% are SC people, student respondent fall under 67%, followed by the OBC around 18%, then general. Even if you see the religion status, around 88% are Hindus, rest followed by the Muslims. Then more than 75% respondents are women. And if you the age breakup, more than 34% are between 33 to 44, then they are most productive. And they are engaged in care. Either they are the parents or guardian, either they are most productive in their age. So and then rest by the followed by the other age group. And if you see the other indicators, one of the most, this is one of the new thing which other also studies also focus, and my this finding also indicating that Now, in villages also, the nuclear family is becoming one of the new phenomena, and is around 65% are nuclear family. So if you say how the educational parameters of the respondent, so more than 42% are just pass out 12th, and followed by the around more than in 19%, around 19% are high schoolers. So the educational attainment is one of in the when I did my literature review, it is the studies are indicating that if the parents are educational attainment of parents is one of the most prominent indicators for children's education and how they become a human better human resource, achieve the success in their life. So this also this indicate in my samples also it indicate that people have a not gone through more than 12th standard. It is in last in earlier in the coming slide it will indicate the similar trend. Now, if you see the housing structure, more around 43% are pakka and semi-pakka, and now the relationship, around 50% respondents are mother, and after followed by the fathers around 13%. So it's also so that mothers are one of the most prime caregiver for the children. And if you talk about other wealth and income and wealth indicators, so around 51% people are engaged in casual labor. And other if you say agriculture is 10%, then multiple sources, either they are doing they are having they are working on a field and having their small shop, they are working on some other field. So these are the income sources for the respondent. If you see now their land structure, how ownership on a land, most 66% respondents are landless, and then followed by the marginal and medium farmers. And if you see about how their income, so now around 18% fall between they earning merely more than 25,000 to 50,000, and now see the other 25% is between 50,000 to 70,000. So stories are telling the similar thing ki, the income is not increasing as we need to that need to increase. And similar trends are shown in the if you saw the ration card holders. So around 41% is below poverty line. So it's indicating all four indicators are indicating similar trend, indicating toward the similar things. Now, so let's talk about where children are studying. So more than 55% children are learning place is primary, after followed by the upper primary, which stood around 29%. And now, if you talk about the age criteria of there, so uh, uh, around 60% children fall between 16 to 12. And another big bracket is around 25% between 12 to 14. So my study also focus on for children who are primarily getting benefit of this scheme. So it's representing the same thing. Now, talk about how does their parents or does their caregivers are aware about the nutritional scheme. So, 61% said that they are aware about the nutritional scheme. But if you see the 40% is biggest chunk, people does not know about what I am talking about. What is midday meal? What is ICDS? And if you further break this bracket, so only midday meal has a better recall memory. It is around 83% member are saying that they know midday meal scheme, and for the ICDS, its recall is very poor. Now, what children like? So more than uh, around more than 40% children, more than 39% children like the quantity, and around 38% like the quality. And if you what they dislike the most, their responses, the around 32% they don't like the sometimes food are not very either half cooked or served cold or oily. So these are the children's complaints. The children get the additional meal when we further inquire. So 86 children said that they get the additional meal. And what is the ratio? Around, if they're getting the additional meal, we further ask, that did they get once or twice or thrice? So in that response, 78% children said that they get one additional meal at least in their schools. Uh, for around 15% children said that they get twice. So uh, the additional meal is not an issue. Now the food is the in the premises, food is coming in the place, they are cooking. Uh, 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 there is the issue of other things, but additional meal children are getting on their demand. What are the location? Now it is important ki where our children are getting food. Does they are having the lunch in a very safe premises under the roof? So around 96 children said that they are having lunch outside the classroom. As we know, the India and northern India has the summer very chilly, very summer is very hot. Then winters are very chilly. This indicate toward the our lack of infrastructure. Now, where our children are sitting, does they are sitting under the tree, either they are on the mat, under the roof. When we further inquire, around 29% children said that they are sitting on the mat under the roof. Next criteria was next larger responses was around 25 children are eating food on the ground without roof. It's also, if you can imagine, in a summer, what condition can be. The winds are blowing, even hot winds, loop in UP. So this can be a issue. This is really a issue. Now we said how the children are sitting. Does they are sitting in a mixed group because midday meal has one of the component social cohesion. So the children are sitting. What is the how they are sitting? So now on that response, around 32% children said that they are sitting on a homogeneous. Around 7% said that they are prefer to eat alone. So around 61% children are sitting, they are sitting with the group in a mixed group. So it is indicating that social cohesion policies is working in a place. Uh, where who are the person involved? Was the phase who was the phase मतलब किसके साथ वो बच्चे interact कर रहे हैं ज्यादातर. So around 70% children are meals are served by the cook and helper. And if you see the further, around 9% children are served, meals are served by the teacher, and 22% children meals are served by the student. It is one of the issue I also observe in my fields, and respondent said that it is an alarming thing can be said. This is not allowed in Right to Information Act. Children cannot be engaged in such activity. Now, how the guardian visit to school and Anganwadi center? When we ask the further question, only they around 30% children, parents, guardians go for twice. Next was once and around 21%. So when you further talk about the interactions of their parents with the school, so if you see that only 26% respondent guardian spend between 16 to 30 minutes. That is a number. Further bifurcation, if you see only 26% children, guardians spend between around 30 to 40 minutes. And for what purpose they visit? They generally go for cultural events. 36% guardian went for the only cultural meet. Parent meeting is around 30% and other purposes. So it's also so how parents are not very uh, aware and engaged for the academic uh, uh, for the things. They go for cultural events and they are not spending enough time. And whom the guardian interacted in last 1 year, uh, around 34% guardians said that they interacted with the midday meal in charge. So who with the midday meal in charge? It is a teacher or a female who is also give the additional charge as a in charge of the midday meal. Uh, this is the we can say this is the one of the good thing. It is ensure uh, uh, it ensure the it ensure the effectiveness of the scheme. It give a sense of that the parents are following the schemes. It give a sense that. Now, if we talk about how the social and cultural barriers, so one of Muslim women said ki that my children's does not like a school meal because they only serve the vegetarian meal. So this how the uh, cultural and social upbringing uh, becoming a issue in school premises because those children are not very eager to go and sit they are participating in the schemes. One of the women 30 years said that caste discrimination is one of the issue. Few days ago, one of its incident happened that his children forced to sit separately. So this again underline how caste discrimination is it's still playing a negative role in even the premises where the teachers are aware. If you say the further, the teachers said that female teacher said in in the below, female teacher said that uh, sometime we also encourage our guardians ki they should they prefer to send their girl child to school, but for the purpose they kept their girl kid to at home to handle the household chore either but they in the case of male they send their kid to school. uh, in other female set ki they try to discourage. It's not the issue ki the female administrators are not trying to discourage that social discrimination and social inclusion in the campus. Female teacher told that ki they try to discourage such norms which can create an issue, make an environment not conducive for such things. But still such things happen and they witness such things. So when this thing happen, they try to negotiate in the process, even discourage such behavior in the campuses. One of the parents is 58. They said ki some parents discourage the children eating with the other social groups. So how this social and cultural barriers learn in outside the classroom are now come in the classroom and uh, they uh, they somehow uh, uh, become a barrier to barrier for such a schemes. So this can be understand and see by this narrative. And now how this geographical barrier where the children are coming from those from villages, from with different tolas, with different helmets, and their different and their distance vary. So when we ask about distance between their homes and place of learning, so more than around 34% children said that they come more than 500 meter to 1 kilometer, and around 31% children said around 1 kilometer to 1.5 kilometers, and we've 24%, around 23% children said they come more than 1.2 to 2 kilometer. And how they come? They come mostly, most children come on a walk, around 85% children. So now this distance and coming on a walk, and in the weathers, now weathers are changing. Now as I told, summers and winters. So these commute become very difficult for children. They generally drop out. They did not like to come. They become ill. So this issue also uh, impact the scheme's implementation and their success and its success. And one of the most, I guess, key issue is the government governance failure. Is one of the weakest link. And why it is weakest link? Because as we are witnessing that the parents, even teachers, their narrative that the uh, children are behaving such behaviors can be a discourage. Now, how we can ensure that when there are schools are run by one or two teachers, they are responsible for the learning for primary. If there is a one or two teachers, they have to handle all the classes, and in that process, they have to handle the midday meal scheme. And for the clarity of the audience, in UP, the midday meal schemes are mostly in the process. Sarpanch or elected member is involved, and the midday meal is allocated through PDS, fair shops, and that meals has to be reached to schools that should be ensured by the Gram Panchayat. So there comes the political person, most powerful person, Sarpanch, and their fair shop owners. So this how the teacher can, if there is an issue, and how the teacher can go and navigate, ensure the meals. These issues are come into my study, and the most of the schools are not have a function proper. So the weak monitoring. So now the block officer, block education officers become very important, that they can come and pinpoint the issue and ensure that the availability of food, the availability of the fuel. So the cook and they should not depend on the wood. They could not depend on maximum in schools. They are preparing of food on wood. Either they collected some cow dung cakes, they're bringing the wood. Either teachers are bringing their personal cylinders. They manage. If teacher is good, he has to make sure the cylinders come from their expenses. So this become one of the issue of why I told there's a weak monitoring. This and the funding shortage can be clearly seen. School infrastructures, kitchen sets are या kitchen infrastructures are not made weatherproof, and children are sitting as previous slides I told, the children are sitting on without roof, without mat, they are not sitting in a classroom. So these the funding become one of the two both two things become one of the major issue which can be dealt properly by good governance. Now, does children facing a discrimination? Surely, children are facing discriminations. Around 23% children are facing some kind of discrimination. Either during the how they are sitting, during the sitting arrangement, during the meal distribution, either at the drinking water. And that ratio, most of children are facing discrimination during meal distribution. 64% children are facing discrimination. Again, the narratives supplement our what I these are the my quantitative data. I asked on the when we conducted semester interviews to you. They said then further for the supplementing that data that really 23% children are facing. For that we went for the narrative. In that narrative earlier also, and this narrative also said ki they feel uncomfortable. Some children avoid sitting during the lunch. Even the cook from the same caste, they behave differently. So this should not be happening right now in our school. Some in the other FGD you can see that participant 4 said that they insist that cooks serve food differently to us and ensure our sitting is separated from the rest. So again, the role of administrator, role of caregivers become very important. One children said he felt left out of the during lunch when their friends does not come at that day. He felt left out. He has to either sit separately. So these things are now because these things coming in a newspaper also and similar newspaper and even the research are coming and my findings also suggesting the same thing. These things should not be we should not discuss right now about these things. Now, what is the impact of discrimination? So around 61 and 31% children stop attending Anganwadi or schools. So they face their discrimination and this is totally they totally do not want to go there. And now around 27% children stop going to schools. So these are the behavioral change we can seeing seeing after this. Now we'll talk about the social cohesion. So as I told, yes, 36 children, when we ask, when we inquire about does social cohesion increase after the national scheme, 61% said ki yeah, because the parents recall their time when they did not have right to go to school. Even some children, some parents went to school, they said ki that schools, that environments are totally different. With the introduction of these schemes, now our children are going to schools. We encourage them to go. Really, the things are changed. So this indicates that policy is working in the right directions. Now the positive impact. What is the positive impact? So academic performance improved by 71% and attendance increased by 13%, as told by the respondent. Now, when we ask about does they really feel कि is they on children's health ये कैसा है तो 52% children said respondents said कि yes they agreed that it has a positive impact on child health and around 37% said कि strongly agree that its schemes has a positive impact on children's health. Now, I am in conclusion that both midday meal scheme or the ICD schemes are not equally accessible by the marginalized groups. It is not about just food or nutrition. It's about the fair treatment. So when 40%, when 23% children said ki no, they are not getting the fair treatment. It is a serious issue. It must be dealt with empathy, dealt with there must be a different mechanism can be ensured to check it. Thus, this discrimination affect the dignity and at also effectiveness of the food distribution. It's negatively affecting the children's health and even the hope for their life. If children are left out of school, they stop going. Uh, the hope the hope is uh, 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 either dead or they become hopeless, because if they left out of, they will not complete their education. They will go by become a casual labor. They're going to become semi skills, and they cannot participate with their potential. Low awareness, as we told, like the midday meal has a better recall, but it's still the awareness is one of the issue which limit participation and weaken accountability. And government failures, poor monitoring, poor infrastructure, poor staff training, these are the issues hindering the effectiveness of the scheme. A right-based and community-driven social work approach is essential, become more essential to make this scheme more effective, because most of the school does not have any counselor, any social worker. They can go and counsel the children. They can become a bridge between a school, between community and teacher. So if we use the right-based approach, it become a scheme become better. And inclusion is not about just making a policy. It is about hearing the voices. Uh, it's about not hearing voices. What means really uh, noticing that there is an issue. There is issue, and it must be addressed, and it must be at different cases. It might be addressed differently. And my policy recommendation was that awareness campaign must be run so that migrant community become more aware, parents become more aware. We can organize a workshop. There is a policy, already there policy in place to discourage the discrimination, but still there must be a SOP, there must be a mechanism so that we can discourage such behavior early, uh, and one of the most improve the infrastructure. Improving infrastructure is very important. In UP, we can go there. The buildings are good. You can buildings look good from outside. They are make a very good pictures. But kitchen and these facilities are really not up to the mark. Other is that we need to strengthen the monitoring and reporting structure, because suppose children gather the courage to uh, uh, gather for complaint. This complaint not are not anonymous. It is a fruit because grievance system is not very safe. So it's very tough to make a complaint against such event. And for the because the teachers are also, so a reporting system for such things can be made a better. And flexibility must be ensured so that because such if the children are coming from such background where they are only have the taste of particular kind of food, and that food is not included in the school, so that children already left out. So there must be a greater flexibility, maybe the something like कम्युनिटी में जाके किस तरह का डाइट्स है उनका. सो डाइटिशियन ने कहीं ये हमेशा करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट it can be ensure flexibility can be that becomes. So I think these are the policy recommendations, and these are the I suggested the intervention model where community center empowerment, for that strengthening school community awareness can be done, and leadership initiatives like leadership training programs, and women's can play a really a really important role, because women's 70 more than 70% women's are caregivers are women. SHGs are running very effectively there. So this can make this also a scheme very well. And we can lobby for anti-discriminatory laws or SOPs or some guidelines, uh, and awareness program, as earlier told. And grievance system should be made that it scheme become better. Let us serve not just food, but fairness. So I said this is the concluding remark, and thank you.
Thank you, Ashok Kumar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very, very good looks and very sound data collected in the study. Honorable experts are listening. You say something.
Hello, I am hearing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Thank you, Ashok. I think your field work and uh, experience, it's very useful to understanding of the nutritious schemes and all those things. But another thing about for the next development of your particle, you have to connect the constitution also. I think
Yes,
this
sir.
series is based on the constitution.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
You also know, but in directive principles, DPSP, directive
Mhm.
principles of state policy. If you see the 47 article is indicating and instructing to the states to implement of the nutritious schemes. I think that also should be mentioned in your presentation next. We are anyway we are going to publish all the lectures into articles. Then in that time we should mention that the 47 article.
Yes, sir.
Mm, you can mention the debate of the part 7 article and you can explain what is implementation in the ground. What are the issues we are facing? Then what are the restraints? What are the limitations implementing this Article 47? I think you would know that I will read for the our friends, not for you. You would know better. Then Article 47 TPSP is saying the duty of state to raise the level of nutrition and the standard of living and the improve public health. The state shall regard to the raising of the level of nutrition and the standard of living of its people and the improvement of public health as among its primary duty. And in particular, the state shall endeavor to bring about provision of the consumption except for medicinal purpose of intoxicating drinks and of drugs which are injurious to health. This is the article we had in Constitution. On the basis of constitution, the governments are implementing all the nutritious things. But we have to discuss also this uh, 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 article. If you any court cases, if any challenges in the court about the nutritious schemes, you can also procure that case details and judgments if it is possible. If there is any come across to me and our friends, I will send to you to your pursue.
Okay, sir.
Those things. Thank you, Ashok. I think
Thank you.
it's
Thank you,
very,
sir.
very useful talk. I hope you will be strengthen your presentation in future article. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the session, sir.
But please, I request you friends to ask any questions, Ashok Maurya. Thank you.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, yeah, ma'am.
Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job, and I wish you all the best.
Madam, you have to. I will introduce you. Madam Veena
And
Shatrugna
yeah,
worked in NIN National Institute of Nutrition in Hyderabad. She
yeah, I
is
retired from there.
very concerned and humanitarian activist. Is a expert in nutrition. I think her presence. I think I am very happy to hear. I think, please
Thank
continue.
you, thank you, Mr. Ashok Kumar, for that I was so glad you have looked at this in such detail. I want to ask you one or two questions. Did you talk to any of the children who left the school? Did you interview the parents and the child also? What is it that hurt them most in the school? Or was it that it was inability to go regularly? Was it the food? Was it discrimination? Or was it any other factor uh, which made them leave the school? It would have been useful. The second thing is, was the menu different every day, or it was the same menu? Was it roti, sabzi, roti dal, or it was rice dal? You didn't give us any idea. If you tell us, then, I come from the south, so I want to know what UP gives. I know about the midday meals in the South India. The third is, don't all the Dalit children eat eggs? Eggs is one of the best foods. In fact, in South India, in Karnataka, we have spearheaded movements to include eggs, and without hurting the upper caste. The upper caste can eat bananas, they can eat anything else they want. But somewhere you all have to start talking about better quality, because that will give children a little more proteins, energy, and some feeling that the food they eat in the school is like the food they eat at home. What they eat in school is so different from what they eat at home. So your respect for your own diet will go away if you use garlic see, in South India they are giving the contract to Akshay Patra to supply the food. Akshay Patra is a upper caste, Brahmanical, Sattvic. They don't even add onion and garlic. Eggs, of course, they don't give. So we have a big movement in the South to include eggs. So can you tell us a little bit about quality of food and whether you interviewed any of the children?
Ma'am, I
Thank
interviewed the children. Thank you for the question, ma'am. I interviewed the children who left out of the school, and the reason was the bad experience during the eating, and even the similar because even the parents also supported the narrative that yes, some parents generally. Experience that the children are facing the discrimination, and that is one of the reason. And further was that because these two districts are very a remote area, they are in Koshambi, where I did Chal and for the Chandabak, which are the block, they are not industrial built. So and if you see that they most are the casual labor. So one of the reason for dropout also discrimination, and one is the for the earning for the better livelihood. So, and further, ma'am, yes, in UP, the menus are different, uh, which was advertised on the schools. Menus are different for the each day, but in practical sense, sometimes the repetition was done, sometimes the routines are not followed as it was written. So sometimes there's a sabji, seasonal sabji and roti, but if you go and see and found that there is a khichdiya they are distributing. So these are issue. And one of the when ma'am said ki in UP the eggs are not distributed in their midday meal. One of the narrative of the Muslim women, they said ki their children are getting the vegetarian food only. They are not, they are eating in my place. They used to eat anda and they used to eat non-veg. My children are not like the midday meal scheme. So this is the issue. I also noticed in I experienced this issue. And as you rightly said, ki Akshay Patra, there is a initiative going on for standardizing the quality of on the pretext of standardizing and making food quality better. They are engaging Akshay Patra and others alternative. They can provide a meal. Yeah, ma'am. And you in my place where I belong from Varanasi, in Varanasi now Akshay Patra become one of the main source for lunch meal. So now they are supplying the meal in city. But in Kaushambi and Jaunpur, Akshay Patra is not there. It was run by the schools, but surely the meals and eggs are not included, ma'am. Ma'am.
Thank you. I think others will have questions, but please don't allow Akshay Patra to come. It's one of the most dangerous organizations. They are all IITians. They behave like they know all the problems of children. They have no idea. They have technology which boils the rice, cooks by 2 or 3 o'clock, and it reaches the schools by afternoon. The food stinks. So if you can stop it, I'm not saying you should stop it, but I hope there is a right to food group in UP, a very strong
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
You could contact them and stop Akshay Patra. Okay. And eggs is part of our culture. So
Yeah, ma'am.
you think about it, but wish you all the best.
Thank you,
It's
ma'am. Thank you.
excellent work.
Hello, this is Arun Khote. Am I
Thank-
audible?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Uh, Basically, in UP, being I'm based in Lucknow, and bit I have connectivity with many more schools and teachers, and I'm aware about the stories. In fact, there is a situation wherever the school staff or the person who is in charge, if they are bit sensitive and aware or concerned, they are taking much care and they are doing everything very good. But wherever the person in charge or the staff is not very much concerned or the sincere or aware, the situation of the school is a bit not very good. In a one school, I found that they are minimum every next day they are giving a different food. If today is dal, then next day it's a vegetable, and it's a along with fruits like bananas. Even I found that apples they distributed. So what is important if we really wanted a qualitative food for the students, and of course that. If we can sensitize the staff of the particular the teachers to sensitize them in term of the caste, in term of the discrimination, and in term of the variety of the foods within the limits, then I think so it is possible. Then the situation may be take a new change. And it's definitely a challenge. And Akshay Patra, definitely that is a very much dangerous. And they are trying to indulge into the UP. And I can say that they are more than halfway, they are already succeeded. And in or any minute for the time, they will get in. But because of the various region, right to food campaign is strong in UP and people are doing, but as of now, the situation, it is a very tough, the present regime in UP, it is very tough to oppose. So we do not know how much it is possible, but this is the situation. Thank you.
Rightly said, sir. I also experienced the same thing. I experienced when when the school principal, yeah, in charge is very empathetic. He is caring. So he is taking personal pain. He is ensuring these things. And when person with children and the caregivers, our teachers is not similar thing. I noticed that. You are rightly said, sir. You are absolutely true.
Any questions?
Uh,
Otherwise, we'll-
I want to add something to it.
Yes, sir.
First of all, Ashok Kumarji very well presented and covered a vast area in this field. Now, since everybody is here, he has given a presentation, and we know the areas where we can act. Now, it is a big issue, though it looks very small, but it is a big issue because it affects the children, those who are going to be the youth tomorrow. If they are hopeless about their future because of malnutrition, because of discrimination, because of so many things, since they are not allowed to live dignified life. So it is a question of the future of this country. And we all must take it seriously. I urge CDS to take up this matter. I don't say only with government, but with the social organizations who can work on it, and whatever solutions you have given, we can find out the organizations and help them to start working on the solutions. And it is the question of our youth, our children. Basically, they are the poor and malnourished. So all of us must think how to implement the given solution in the given circumstances where it is very difficult to ask government, because there is none to listen our nuances or suggestions. So let us think what can we do about it. Thank you.
So, will you allow me just a two line?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
In fact, until unless in the given situation, whatever is in UP particular, the social organizations moreover completely in a activated. But even after that, if the civil society and the the school management staff, principal, and the in charge of the midday meal, they need some level of outside support. If the social organization or the social activists within the area, if they will, along with the parents of the students, if they will come out in support of the staff, it will work on two levels. One, it is as a pressure. The second, it will be helpful for them because the staff themselves are very much under the pressure from the government as well the administration and the department of the education. So this is a very complex situation. Until unless the society will not come forward, I don't think that only the government policies will be workful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, any questions? Clarifications?
दिखाई पड़ रही है.
Oh my God.
ना 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 ठीक है, बोधी दिख गई, सबको बोधी दिख गई.
So, now, if there is no questions, I think we can conclude today's lecture.
Hello.
Sir, welcome. Tell
Sir.
about yourself.
Yes. Jai Bhim to everybody. And here I am from Himachal Pradesh, Engineer Ahmad Roj. Sir, you have given many indicators about the scheme and told about the discrimination, and which is the most dangerous part leading to the dropout and restricting the menu according to the religious point of view, which is very serious. And you see the discrimination in the schools while they are distributing the food, and separatism, and the scheduled caste students, they are being separated for getting the meals in the schools. So this is the demoralization of the forthcoming generation. And how we can say that we are going towards the Samanta and Samasta. So, and you told about negligence about half-cooked food and not hygienically prepared and served in a nice way also. Mostly the parents also not feeling the responsibility to go to the schools and see the situation of the cooking food. And thirdly, you are told about the quality and check of the food. So my experience is that there's no quality checks are being exercised in the schools, and I think dietitians are also not being engaged for this purpose. Only the food is being prepared, dal and bhat, to fill up the stomach only, and not see that why this scheme is prepared and implemented. This poverty is of like you see the lying with the parents, not with the children, and to fill up that stomach in the schools, and you are not removing the poverty of the parents, then what is the use of this? And secondly, uh, cooking material. I say that some schools, there are only one teacher and he is looking after the study and reading of the students in the schools, and also preparing and arranging the meals for the material for the meal from the shops at his own account, and they are getting after 6 months from the government the money for this purpose, and he is busy all the time. And I don't think that, all the time he is engaging himself or herself to arrange the material, and that's a study and this reading, how we can say that it is being run properly. So what was the motto purpose of the government to implement this scheme, which seems to be defunct and you see useless, in my opinion. And according to your indicators, and uh, 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 so many indicators are eyebrow raising, and uh, uh, I request your sir, your honor sir, that throw some suggestions how to make this scheme more effective, which is, in my opinion, that most of the time in school spend the cooking rather than reading and studying. Thank you very much, sir. Dhanyavad.
May I
Thank you.
come in for a
Yes,
small, just a
yes, ma'am.
suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
There is another problem that will arise, and that is the government is demanding digital scrutiny of people who are participating in midday meals or PDS or other things. So this hasn't yet come, and thankfully, but Aadhaar cards and others will also land up there. But I do want to say that the midday meal scheme originated with a very carefully researched understanding of what were children doing in school. They come to school hungry, okay, because the mothers have to go to work early morning. There's no time to cook and feed them. School start by 8:39. So even America gives midday meals to children. But we are saying, of course, don't stop it. Improve quality, provide with respect, and provide quality that children like. Let's not talk of it's useless. Please don't say. The government will be very happy to stop this program. Anything for the poor, they are ready to stop. Please do not even suggest. Ask for improvement. I think every village we should have local committees. There is a provision for local committees actually in the Right to Food Act, which will supervise, but then the power structures will not allow them. We have to make gains bit by bit by bit. A revolution is not going to come overnight in any village. In fact, there'll be firing and deaths. So let us slowly look into each thing carefully. Please do not say it's useless. Please, please, please do not say it. A lot of work went into starting this program. And most countries in Europe and America give midday meals to children because they cannot bring food from home. So that is my submission. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am, ma'am, you just
Fully agree.
told, and
Fully
even
agree.
if I fully agree, ma'am. Just one my observation, which I told the sir told ki that as we all experiencing that if we have a primary, it's a private schools, their number of teachers are very high. So why our government schools are run by one or two teachers? This is one of the serious cases. A number of faculty need to be improved, increased, and even supporting staff. No schools have the clerical staff. No school has the guard, and they has to work as a guard. They have to lock the gate, and they have to. So there's lots of pressure, and nowadays there is lots of documentation need to be done. So most of the teachers are engaged in documentation. So though they hardly have a time to teach, and in between teaching, they have to look after the midday meal. So one of the lack of the sufficient human resource is one of the issue, and you, as you rightly said, ki the quality and all other things. There's no, as you said, there is no quality check. If these are done on the paper, there is no quality checks, surprise checks, nothing. So we need to evolve on a process where we need to engage other stakeholders, such as the food checks need be done. Counselor, either social worker need to be placed. Either they work on a block wise. So
We-
some mechanism need to be arrived so that we
Next one.
need to make it better. My
I
submission.
don't think we need social workers. We need parents getting involved in. They should take turns in trying to come to school and supervise and comfort the children. Please, social workers come from upper caste backgrounds and have terrible opinions about different caste system. Please don't want professionals. I think parents of children should
Fully agreed.
get
Fully
involved.
agreed.
Okay.
आ, अशोक जी, थैंक यू। मैं
Yes.
सुखदेव हूँ हिमाचल से। आ, बहुत बढ़िया प्रेजेंटेशन था आपका, और आपने ये जो महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा है आज के दौर में वाला मुद्दा है, मैं एक कैंपेन से जुड़ा हूँ, प्रमोटिंग न्यूट्रिशनली हेल्दी पंचायत का एक इनिशिएटिव है, ये नेशनल कोलिशन फॉर नेचुरल फार्मिंग के साथ। तो मेरा सजेशन ये रहेगा कि जो मिड डे मील और आईसीडीएस में जो सप्लाई चेन है वही प्रॉब्लमेटिक है। बाकी सिस्टम इंस्टीट्यूशनल अरेंजमेंट तो हो जाएंगे, परंतु इंटरवेंशन के लेवल पे जो सप्लाई चेन है, जितना भी सीरियल ला रहे हैं या कुछ मिलेट्स तो अभी इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं किया है, पर वो बहुत हम तो पंजाब के साथ हैं, तो यहाँ तो मूंग में भी वो पेस्टिसाइड का इस्तेमाल होता है। पंजाब से जितनी मूंगी आ रही है, आज जो भी दलिया बन रहा है, तो हर चीज में तो एक इशू, बड़ा इशू है ये, कि खासकर जो हमारे बच्चे हैं, वो अधिकतर हिमाचल में तो 58% जो है वो एनीमिक है, उसमें ज्यादातर दलित महिलाएं हैं, बच्चे हैं। तो ये एक प्रॉब्लम है कि अब अगर उन बच्चों को क्वालिटी फूड नहीं मिलेगा तो दिक्कत हो जाएगी। तो क्वालिटी फूड के लिए कुछ काम भी करना पड़ेगा। ये पूरे देश की ही प्रॉब्लम है कि ये जो पूरा केमिकल का जितना प्रचलन हो गया है हर जगह, तो ये मल्टीपल हमारे तो 35 टाइम जो है वो इंसेक्टिसाइड का यूज होता है शिमला मिर्च में। इसी तरह से 32% जो है वो 32 टाइम जो है उसका टमाटर में इंसेक्टिसाइड का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, एप्पल्स में हो रहा है। हमारे कई स्टडीज आ गई यहाँ हिमाचल में कि वो कैंसर इंक्रीज हो रहा है। तो एक बड़ा इशू है ये पूरा, जो मिड डे मील आईसीडीएस में जो सप्लाई चेन है वो प्रॉब्लम है, तो हमें उस इंटरवेंशन पे भी सोचना चाहिए। तो इस आज की कॉल में मैडम बीना शत्रुघ्ना जी जुड़े हैं, तो ये हम इनका भी मदद ले सकते हैं। लक्ष्मैया जी जुड़े हैं अभी? लक्ष्मैया जी,
हेलो, मैं
Yes,
मैं
sir.
मैं हूँ टेल मी सर।
अच्छा है। तो एक सेशन मैडम के साथ भी कर सकते हैं इस मुद्दे पे कि ये जो सप्लाई चेन है, सप्लाई चेन ही गड़बड़ है, और हमारे बच्चे अधिकतर जंक फूड की तरफ भी जा रहे हैं। स्कूल के बाहर जो सस्ती दुकान होती है, कोई छोटा सा होगा वहाँ, तो वो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है। इस पे भी सोचना पड़ेगा हमें, जो हम क्वालिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, और जैसा मैडम ने कहा जो राइट टू फूड कैंपेन है उनके साथ मिलकर के कुछ ग्रुप्स पिछले दिनों हम हैदराबाद में थे, तो वहाँ भी बात हुई कि हमें एक कैंपेन चलाना पड़ेगा न्यूट्रिशन के इशू पे, इक्वालिटी का बड़ा इशू। इस लाइन पे भी हम लोगों को इंटरवेंशन पे सोचना पड़ेगा, और यूपी में भी कुछ ग्रुप्स हैं, उनसे भी कनेक्ट करा देंगे आपको। वहाँ एक अंशुल हैं जो स्टेट कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं इसके, नेशनल कोलिशन फॉर नेचुरल फार्मिंग के, तो वो भी एक एजेंडा है कि कैसे न्यूट्रिशनली हेल्दी विलेज बने, पंचायत बने, और ये जो आईसीडीएस एमडीएम में पीडीएस में जो सप्लाई चेन है उसको कितना सप्लीमेंट कर पाए। एकदम नहीं हो पाएगा तो धीरे धीरे करें, और इसमें ज्यादा मिलेट्स को इंट्रोड्यूस करने की जरूरत है। अभी राइट टू फूड कैंपेन में भी वो बात चल रही है, परंतु बहुत से राज्यों में वो मिलेट्स को इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं किया गया है अभी तक। तो ये कुछ बिंदु हैं और इन पे हम थोड़ा मिल करके आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे हैं, हमारी महिलाएं हैं, कई तरह का डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होता है उनके साथ, आईसीडीएस से लेकर के मिड डे मील तक। तो यहाँ तो कंपेन चला रहे हैं डिस्क्रिमिनेशन फ्री एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन का, तो मिड डे मील से ही डिस्क्रिमिनेशन शुरू हुआ। तो जैसा मैडम ने कहा, ये तो एक पूरा एक ग्लोबल एजेंडा था कि बच्चों को स्कूल में, आईसीडीएस सेंटर में अच्छा भोजन मिले, पौष्टिक भोजन मिले, परंतु वो छुआछूत की खिचड़ी हो गई। एक तो एजेंडा, उसके लिए भी संघर्ष करना पड़ेगा। बहुत से मध्य प्रदेश में केसेस हैं, यूपी में भी होंगे, हिमाचल में भी अब धीरे धीरे थोड़ा कम हो रहे हैं, और कुछ राज्य, कुछ एरियाज में है। तो हमें साथ साथ इन सारे मुद्दों पे, इंटरवेंशन पे सोचना पड़ेगा मिलकर के, और अपने अपने एरिया में जो जो इंस्टीट्यूशन हैं जिस जिस लेवल पे, वो करेंगे। तो लक्ष्मी जी, मैं तो ये प्रपोज करूंगा कि इस पे, जैसा आपने कहा कि इसको कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के साथ लिंक करते हुए एक सेशन मैडम भी लें कि पूरे देश में न्यूट्रिशन का स्टेटस क्या है, उसमें दलित महिलाओं और बच्चों का स्टेटस क्या है।
Sure, sir. I think Madam can respond. We are ready. Nothing any this thing.
आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी टू टेक। मैं तो खुशी खुशी जो कहे आप, मैं शेयर
सर,
करूंगी।
आप बात करने के तैयार रहे तो सुनने की क्या है, हम बहुत
मैं तैयार हूँ।
Yeah,
फॉर्चुनेट।
next Saturday, ma'am, please. Next Saturday, ma'am.
श्योर।
नेक्स्ट
मैं
सैटरडे,
पूरी
नेक्स्ट सैटरडे तो एक ऑलरेडी पोस्टेड है, बट नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे व्हाट इज योर
या वी कैन, आप मुझे बताइए किस मुद्दों पे हम जोर दे, क्योंकि 1 घंटे में पूरा न्यूट्रिशन एरिया तो नहीं नहीं हो सकता कवर, पर कौन से मुद्दे पर हम ध्यान करके एम्फसाइज करें, और कौन सी चीजें फायदा
सुखदेव
मंद
जी, आप
होगा।
रेस्पॉन्ड
तो
कर लो।
जैसे
कौन सा मैडम की?
हाँ मैडम, ये जो सप्लाई
आप
चेन
मेरा
का
फोन
इशू है
नंबर,
ना, तो हाँ, नंबर से
भाई
मैं लक्ष्मी जी से ले लूंगा नंबर आपका।
भाई साहब, सप्लाई चेन हमारे हाथ में नहीं है। एक छोटी बात कहूं आपको, आप ऑर्गेनिक्स में काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है। अब ये जो मिलेट्स की बात करते हैं ना, यूपी में कौन सा मिलेट पॉपुलर है? इज देयर एनी मिलेट? बिकॉज यहाँ रागी है, जवार है, तरह तरह के हैं साउथ में। यूपी का मिलेट कौन सा है?
मिलेट्स यूपी में भी
यूपी
है
में कौन सा मिलेट खाया जाता है?
Ma'am,
हाँ
हाँ,
now
हेलो।
hello, ma'am. Now the wheat is everywhere. So the
सो
earlier
मैं क्या कहती हूँ,
in my children we used to have bajra and
अच्छा
all.
सुनिए भाई साहब, जब बच्चों को आदत नहीं होती मिलेट खाने की, और हम इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं, तो पता है उनका पेट दर्द होना शुरू हो जाता है, लूज मोशंस आते हैं, बहुत मुश्किल होता है। लेट अस नॉट मिक्स अप मिलेट्स, ऑर्गेनिक, केमिकल्स, ये अलग अलग मुद्दे हैं। वो फूड सेफ्टी, क्वालिटी के लिए, और एक हम वी कैन डिस्ट्रीब्यूट डिटेल्स अबाउट कैसे आपको पेस्टिसाइड्स निकालने हैं, कैसे
Yeah.
साफ सुथरा
Yes.
रखना है। बट यू
It could
कैन
not
नॉट
resolve with the
इंट्रोड्यूस
millets.
हाँ
ओवरनाइट,
It
प्लीज
could
डोंट
not be
इंट्रोड्यूस।
resolved with the millets.
या एंड ऑर्गेनिक कहते हैं, डू वी हैव इनफ ऑर्गेनिक फूड फॉर द होल कंट्री? जो फार्मर्स ग्रो करेंगे, एमएसपी होगा, प्रोक्योर करेंगे, स्टोरेज करेंगे, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करेंगे पीडीएस में से। ऑर्गेनिक वाले बहुत रोमांटिक होते हैं, सबको ऑर्गेनिक खिलाना चाहते हैं, पर प्रोडक्शन ही नहीं है देश में। सो लेट अस बी मोर प्रैक्टिकल।
हाँ, ठीक है,
ऑर्गेनिक
जितना
बहुत
हो
अच्छा, एंड
सकता
इट
है
इज
जितना हो
एक्सपेंसिव।
पाएगा।
गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट गोइंग
Fully
टू
agreed.
प्रोवाइड ऑर्गेनिक।
ठीक
Fully
है, पर
agreed, ma'am.
जितना हो पाएगा, जिन राज्यों में चल रहा है, जैसे उड़ीसा में मिलेट मिशन बन गया, तो
वो
बहुत सा प्रोक्योरमेंट हो रहा है ना, जो इनिशिएटिव
भाई
कहीं कहीं
साहब,
चल रहा है।
उड़ीसा में
हमारे
तो
पंद्रह
भाई,
लिए
साल 15
गौ
साल से उड़ीसा में काम चल रहा है, एंड दे आर यूज टू ईटिंग रागी इन उड़ीसा। उनको आदत है। अभी बच्चों को आप मिलेट खिलाएंगे यूपी में, तो लूज मोशन शुरू हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज आई एम ऑल्सो अ डॉक्टर। यू कैन, हाई फाइबर होता है उसमें। तो
नहीं, यूपी
प्लीज,
में जो मिलेट होता है वही खाना है, जो
पर
मिलेट होगा
उनको,
वहाँ।
यदि बच्चों को आदत है, प्रोक्योरमेंट कौन आपको सप्लाई करेगा? ये तो गवर्नमेंट पीडीएस से लेते हैं ना। आपको प्रोक्योरमेंट है ही नहीं मिलेट्स का। हु इज प्रोक्योरिंग मिलेट्स? तो कहाँ से आएगा? स्मॉल ग्रुप्स विल गिव, 1 दिन देंगे, 2 दिन देंगे, उसके बाद वी गेट इट फॉर मिड डे मील। गवर्नमेंट से फ्री मिलता है PDS का राशन?
हाँ
Let
नहीं,
us
इस
be very
थोड़ा बढ़ना,
practical, please.
नहीं
I don't.
प्रैक्टिकल ही नहीं बढ़ना पड़ेगा आगे, परंतु अगर हम क्वालिटी फूड की बात करें तो क्वालिटी फूड तो केमिकल फ्री के बगैर नहीं हो पाएगा। जहर खा रहे हैं
भाई
हम लोग,
साहब,
तो वो तो बिल्कुल है ना कि वो ठीक है आपकी बात कि बड़ा मुद्दा है, अभी रोमांटिसाइज भी किया
let's
जाता है कुछ कुछ एरियाज में, वो आपकी बात सही है, परंतु हम लोगों को क्वालिटी फूड जाना है तो जहर वाला से देने से कुछ नहीं होगा, उससे कोई फायदा नहीं होगा देने का,
भाई साहब,
उल्टा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा
लेट
कहीं।
मी टेल यू, हम सब वो खाते हैं पीडीएस का। ये सेमिनार जो है, इट्स अबाउट दलित्स डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, चिल्ड्रंस एक्सपीरियंस इन अ स्कूल वेयर दे आर मार्जिनलाइज्ड। लेट अस स्टे विद दैट फॉर सम टाइम। फिर उसके
Yes,
बाद उनको
yes.
ऑर्गेनिक खिलाएंगे या मिलेट खिलाएंगे, उसके बाद करेंगे। और बेचारे स्कूल के जो टीचर्स हैं उनका काम बढ़ जाएगा। मिलेट से क्या बना सकते हैं? उनको आदत है क्या रोटी बनाना, या मिलेट से पता नहीं क्या क्या रेसिपीज बना सकते हैं? वी मस्ट, यू सेड बस देर आर नो हेल्पर्स, देर आर नो टीचर्स, देर आर नो वॉचमैन, कोई भी नहीं है। तो जरा प्रैक्टिकल से सोचेंगे। हाँ, आप बुरा
ठीक
मत
है ठीक
मानिए।
है, धीरे धीरे चाहे वो गेहूं ही खिलाएं और कुछ खिलाएं, मूंगी खिला दें, पर वो मूंगी भी ठीक हो, केमिकल फ्री हो। हमारे तो पंजाब से केमिकल वाली मूंगी आ रही है, क्या खिलाएंगे आप? तो
मूंगी
मतलब
क्या
ये
होती
बड़ा
है?
मूंग मूंग
मूंगी,
दाल,
मूंग दाल,
मूंग
अच्छा
दाल,
अच्छा, ठीक है
मूंग
ठीक
दाल, मूंग दाल है ना। तो
है।
अब अगर आप वो व्हीट भी देते हैं, वहां दलिया भी देते हैं, दलिया कहाँ से आ रहा है, मूंग कहाँ से आ रहा है ना, चावल कहाँ से आ रहा है
पीडीएस
यहाँ
दुकान में
तो।
कैसे पता चलेगा? पीडीएस में वहां लेबल
नहीं,
थोड़ी।
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि इस पे भी थोड़ा बात करनी पड़ेगी कि क्वालिटी
सुखदेव
फूड
सुखदेव
हमारे।
जी, सुखदेव जी,
हाँ।
ऐसा ऐसा करेंगे आप
Next
मैडम
time
का
when ma'am will come.
मैडम का साथ आप डायरेक्ट बात कर लीजिए। आप
हाँ
दोनों सहमत करके एक टॉपिक दे दीजिए। नेक्स्ट वेंसडे, इट मीन्स 11th, वी विल पोस्ट इट।
आप इतना जल्दी में मत करिए, प्लीज थिंक क्वाइटली। कौन से मुद्दे आपके लिए फायदेमंद होगा, यूपी के लिए या पूरे देश के लिए?
देश,
पूरे
प्लीज।
देश के लिए करना है, यूपी के
पूरे
लिए
देश के लिए, पूरे देश के लिए।
छोड़। यूपी का बारे में
But not UP, but the northern India should be focused
श्योर श्योर
हाँ
श्योर, आई
because
अंडरस्टैंड।
that is
बस
more important.
या
वाई
The
मोर
South
इम्पोर्टेंट
India it is done
नॉर्थ
enough.
साउथ इंडिया
ठीक है, पूरे
गुड
देश का ही
इनफ।
सोच
साउथ
सकते हैं।
इंडिया आल्सो इज अ वेरी पुअर, बट
हाँ, खोटे साहब
Poor,
सारे ही
but
प्रॉब्लम।
as compared to northern India, that is very much good.
हाँ ठीक है
आई
ठीक है।
एग्री।
sir,
तो आप
anyway,
मुझे,
I am requesting Madam and Sukhdev is we can discuss and finalize the thing.
ठीक है, थैंक यू।
That's
देखिए,
better.
आप ये वेडनेसडे मत रखिए, बिकॉज आई हैव
ठीक है,
टू
आगे
अदर।
करेंगे, आगे करेंगे मैडम।
आगे करिए, हाँ।
हाँ
एंड
नहीं,
आई
हाँ,
बी इन टच विद, आई बी इन
आपका
टच
टाइम
विद यू।
आपका टाइम दे दीजिए, नो प्रॉब्लम है।
जी हाँ, मैं फोन करके देती हूँ आपको, प्लीज। ओके,
ठीक है
थैंक यू
ठीक
वेरी
है,
मच।
थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू मैडम,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
थैंक यू थैंक यू।
Thank you to all. I think we will conclude. Anyway, thank you very much. I think today is a very important. Veena also came. She is very active in Hyderabad when she was in NIN, and she is a very active woman, uh, intellectual in country also. I think I thank you very much. I thank to Ashok Maurya, and I thanks to all to attend this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I have a nice experience. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, team.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye. Bye.